Biscuits and tea.
Is there a female in the game right now, technical enough, physical enough to be a pro in the men's side? Or do you think that there are a number of women that could possibly do it? It's just that we just don't do stuff like that.
No, I think no. I think yes.
No one. You think yes? I mean,
I play with like really high, tall, strong girls that I don't know, like one step of them, it was like two of mine. And they're like different types of bodies, different shapes, but at the end, it's not only physical. I think Barca proved that it's not about like the shape or like the speed of the players. It's just like about the speed of the mind and the speed of the ball. So if you know how to play that, I don't know, it depends on the philosophy of the game that you want to play.
that is true. I mean, I guess we should make a classification. Like, okay, there's a difference between. I mean, there's all levels for the professional game, right? I mean, we're not necessarily. It doesn't necessarily have to be like, can we find a woman that can start instead of Messi? It's not necessarily the point. But I'm sure there's a point there in the professional world. My take would be there's somewhere in the professional level where it crisscrosses, at least for sure, in like a very, very big way, where a lot of the elite players or players that can play at the top level can definitely play in certain settings. And then the philosophy does matter. I mean, if you're playing a style, I can't handle enough of the. I've played in leagues that are so physical where they don't care about my technical ability. They just loft the ball up. Everybody is 6'6", and
my entire college career.
I'm not joking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally.
Messi, how tall is he? He's not even that tall, and he plays against players like maybe it's like 2 meters. It's like the ability that counts as well. Seeing like football as an art and a sport, and not like it's like dividing why they play like 20 years old with like 30 years old. Why they don't divide it in different categories? It doesn't make any sense. Like why a 16-year-old like kid can play with like 30-year-old because he has the ability to do it. Like the same with women, like give us a chance and maybe we can just try. But not only with football, with tennis, with all the different sports, because at the end it's just like a separation that just, I don't know, these unite us more, and it'll be like more interesting. Because when I play with men, then men they have to get their guts out and be like, yeah, this girl is not gonna beat me. So they had their performance higher. Like girls, the same. When I play against my brother or like their friends, I just bring out my best part, even like better than with the girls, because you just try
That's
to.
something to prove.
Yeah. So
I actually really like that point.
Okay, now we're competing, and so now is the switch just to be, that's my ball, and if Maria comes with it, I'm gonna 2-foot you, and you guys are okay with it, because also there is a fact that generally speaking, obviously, males are in their prime, stronger physically, faster, right, as well. So does that present any sort of, not necessarily danger, but an issue to the idea of mixing and having it be completely full and fair? Or are we just saying Maria wouldn't be there if she wasn't good enough to be there because there is a switch, there is something that is going to be gone that I don't think society would address at all if we had a professional female game. And I can only imagine the announcers trying to get used to saying, and tackled the girl. It would just,
for me, it's a way of perception. It's like if I think about it, if I picture myself with my brother, I know he will go 100%. Maybe you won't because you have a different perception. Not all girls have to be treated like this way, this other way. But if you treat me equal like my brother does, then we can go 100%. Like I'll give you an example. I went to Africa, right? And this was this tournament, and they're not used to see like women like playing, not even like white women playing, even like harder, no. So I just talked to my friend, to my black friend, and he said, I want to join you. Okay, I will try to talk to the other guys. It was like a village tournament, and when I went to the game, like the coach told me, no, you're not in the list, you're not playing. Why? Because I was a girl and I was white. To make the story short, I just talked to the boss, like the ones that they were like organizing like the tournament. The conclusion, they talked to me and they say, okay, the only reason why we let you play is one rule. We go strong here. We go hard. We're not just going to do nothing different for you. Are you agree with it? And I say, I agree 100%. Okay, after 10 minutes, my leg was bleeding, but I don't care, like
Yeah.
Like finished 2-1, and I just made the assist. So I was like a way for me to prove like that girls we can play even like with black men that just like this height that faster than me. Like many things they were like better than me. But I tried to use my resources to be available for the team in another way, you know? So it's not about the matter of like how physically you are, like how faster you are, or like the perception, or this is a girl, we have to treat them like a princess. No, because we're playing, and when we play, we're players, you know? Like, because it's like if I play with I don't know, with a girl that is like 1 meter short, no, I'll go 100% too. It's not, I'm sorry, I take the ball from you. No, fuck that. If I go and if I can score, I can score.
I think that's actually one of the best things. I mean, those are the type of people you want on your. That's what I think unites us. Also, as players, I think that's the part that gets pushed out, because there is an image of women, there's an image of black men, there's an image of white men, Spanish, Wales. There's images, and we kind of have to work hard as a society, right, to break down what that means to be. And the only thing that unites us is probably the game. And I mean, it sounds like it's this cheesy thing that all these corporations try and tack onto, like football, the love of the game, and they try and do all these stupid things, and they don't really get it. They don't get that it's about competing. And like I have, and I said this in another podcast actually, that actually had nothing to do with football, but they asked me, and I said, I'm quoted as saying, I would 2-foot Buddha, Jesus, and Muhammad if they got in the way of the ball. And, and that's just because my dad taught me that I'm supposed to go for the ball. And if I'm going for it, if I want to win, and that's just how it is. So I think that mentality, I think that's something that has to get shared. Like you don't have this. Obviously there aren't a whole lot of conversations like this between people that are lifelong footballers from both sexes having conversations. I actually can't name one that I've seen, but I think that's part of the struggle that is there, is like creating that perception that, like, on the female side, there's no difference to the male side. I think society says there is. If you go to 433 and you see any post, you guys know 433, the Instagram page I'm talking about, that the world's biggest, whatever, Instagram page for anybody who doesn't know. If you go look under any sort of post that's about women, it's full of trolls, full of them just clowning on the female game. Oh, but this is women's football. Why are you posting this is women's football? Women's football doesn't matter. And I don't know where this is coming from necessarily. I have a feeling that it's coming from a certain part of the world in a certain age group.
I think it's virgins.
Yes. Yeah. Incels and virgins, most likely. But that's a whole nother thing.